All right, welcome everybody to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow. And our goal is to understand the participants in the auction process, what traders are doing, and we can understand that via their activity with orders. That is the only way that we can understand it. It's not like the old days webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going pit trading floor. And where you can read the reactions of other traders, I mean, like really be on the playing field. Here, what we read instead is the order activity, the order flow, and that is an edge, and that's what we're here for. All right, so just a couple of reminders. Tomorrow, our Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. It says new time here. Well, this is going to be the old time after Wednesday, so we will have another webinar Wednesday at the close by Brandon. He's going to lead that one. We're going to have actually a bunch of different onboarding webinars, 3 per week, in fact. Dan is going to run one Monday morning, so we can get the European guys on board, and then Brandon will do host a webinar, onboarding webinar, Wednesdays at market close, so we can get the Asian session kind of up and running a little bit better than normal, even though it's a New York close. And then I'll do one on Friday, which will be at 1 p.m. So that'll be for the New York crowd or the US crowd at lunch. All right, so that's that. Bruce's pilot program in here. I've been showing this to you guys just a few times here, and I know that I've got some a lot of people have already signed up, which is great. This pilot program is a training program. It's pretty well defined. It's a pilot program for the moment, but you're going to learn how to really build an edge with your trading, and you're going to do that with some of the tools in Bookmap. We're going to provide the replay files for you, and you're going to use the trading journal extensively. So it's not one trade, it's not 10 trades, it's like minimum of 20, more like 50, more like 100, and you will start to understand what it takes to follow a plan, have a setup, a defined setup, and get results. And that's what this pilot program is going to help you with. If you're interested in that, I do have a link here. Hold on just a minute. I'll get it. Yeah, here we go. And you can sign up now. Again, like I apologize for you guys. I'm a little behind. I am working on it this week to elaborate a little bit more. The program's up and running, and I will give you guys access. I just need to kind of formalize a few things, and then we're ready to go. Okay, we're probably next week we'll be up and running and pushing pretty hard in this. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited about this program. It's working for some that are already in the program and working quite well. And I think this is one of the best things I've seen in a long time. That we always hear from other traders, for example, oh, you need to backtest that, or you need to build an edge. You're going to do that through multiple instances. That's great, and it's correct. How do you do it? A lot of traders don't know how to do that, how to tackle that one. What does it take? They can learn the setup, but they don't know the process to get involved and build that edge. And that's what this program is going to do for you. All right, so anyway, sign up for it if you're interested. You will need to have Bookmap, okay? Can't get around that. You will be trading from Bookmap. Okay, it will be within a demo account though. You'll be forward trading, and then finally you'll get to live trading. Anyway, I just wanted to do an intro to this, a little bit more verbose than I was looking for, but the link is there. to get signed up, and then I will return an email to you with a lot more details and resources. Okay, so part of that resources, or the resources, are already inherent in the Bookmap Academy, okay, where you can build your playbook. This is exactly what you're going to be doing in that pilot program. It's going to be much more focused, though. Anyway, I always show this slide because 1 through 4 here are very important. It goes through the kind of top-down process of what we're looking for in the market. And number 1 is what's moving the market. What's the impetus? Okay, is it a technical level? Is it news? It's most likely news or an aftermath of some geopolitical events or news data, releases. Then we look at our key levels. Okay, this is where we want to deal. We want to understand where on the higher time frame traders are reacting, and that's where we want to deal as well. All right, so with those two things in mind, now we can start to develop scenarios and strategies. How do we want to play it? And I'll show you right now in the higher time frame. If we look at the higher time frame candlesticks here on the daily on the left, the hourly in the middle, and the 15-minute here on the right. I actually made a few mistakes this morning, but here it is right in front of us, and I just did not look at the higher time frame. During a meeting, and took a few pot shots at it. I can show you the error, but anyway, here is what happened. Look at this range in here, and we know this is a pretty established range. On the daily, you can see several days here. There's at least 4 or 5 days here, and we can see it on the hourly here. This is well defined, and on the 15-minute chart as well. Now, just this morning, we dipped below all of those swings here. That's where we found some buyers. Okay, this was my mistake earlier today. I'll show it to you, and we found them in a big way. Okay, and where did they take it? Up to the other side of the range here, and then we can see that any stops, they're going to be triggered up here. That maybe people are in this for days, or maybe we just are taking some profits up here. People are taking some profits, or both, and that's most likely. And then we need to see what happens after that. Okay, but this would be the range. This is where you'd be shooting for, is that top of the range in here. Now we're going to look at some of these areas in Bookmap. All right, and then where do we take it from here? Well, we're going to be looking for pullbacks to some of these areas, and I'll go over it in further detail. I just wanted to show these higher time frame levels and how now we're going to start to develop scenarios around them. So this would be like fading the outside edge, trading it back in. Okay, and we'll look for setups to support that. Okay, that's the setups part that we finally get to in number 4 after coming up with some strategies and scenarios. Right, so if it's for trading back into the range, well, then you're looking for a reversal at some of those areas, or you're looking for exhaustion and just chop back and forth. It could be it's going to be reversal on some time frame for sure, but maybe on a little bit higher, it's just hits the outside of the range, fades, comes back in, hits the other side of the range. All right, so anyway, that's our checklist here, basically, on the higher time frame. All right, let's move on. Disclosures. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump in and let's take a look here. All right, so this is what we have here in the pre-market since 6:30, or at least that's the data that I have. And just chop back and forth, back and forth. Cash open, we see move to the upside, but it's still within the overnight range. then it breaks it here. Okay, really it breaks it here. And I was looking for earlier, I can tell you exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a momentum move, this is a strong move down. I'm looking for a pullback and continuation into high liquidity in this area here. We noticed all of this liquidity from yesterday. Okay, it was not tested, so we're looking for the test into this high liquidity, and that was my idea. Okay, it was a very simple idea, and it totally didn't work. Stopped out, and then I thought, well, we're going to get a break and another move to the downside. Anyway, it was not well planned out, and the result is losses. Okay, higher time frame. This is what we want to take a look at. It is so essential. Higher time frame and those key levels and the impetus of what's moving the market. All right, so enough said. We looked at our higher time frames. Let's actually go back and review it because now we can see the move to the upside has been faded as well, and we're moving right back down into the range in here. So I'm really kind of curious now. Is this just gonna go back and forth within this range in here now, or are we going to see sellers really pick it up and retest these areas down here? Well, we're going to look at the order flow to determine that. Okay, because right now, or we may even, this might be a pullback and we find buyers again to retest back up here. So 3 different scenarios, but now we're going to have to look at the order flow to support one of those ideas. Okay, and that's all we have right now. At least that's what I see in the from the daily on down to the 15-minute chart. All right, so let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, look at this chop in here. So pretty strong move to the upside in here, and pretty strong move right back down to the downside. And it's right in the middle, right at the point of control, the most traded level in here in the profile, the volume profile. So let's take a look in here. I'm just not expecting much at the moment. This momentum looks good to the downside, but I don't see a lot of selling here. Selling starting to pick up here, and we're trading right into some high liquidity here. Okay, I just don't see edge at the moment. There's no real clarity here at this time. Let's get to a few questions. Trading is life. When I have an opportunity to discuss the heavy liquidity below. Okay, so we just went through that, and actually how I made an error off of that, thinking it would go down to there. Okay, and my mistake. And I'm not happy about it at all. Dan was on the call, so one of the things I will say this: trading is life. The takeaway, yeah, blame it on Dan. Thanks, Stephen. Okay, yeah, it was Dan's fault. No. The funny thing is that my takeaway from it was, okay, I gave it another shot, and it was so sloppy. I didn't even draw my trend line, or my structure. Okay, I didn't even draw my kind of medium time frame structure in here. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. All right, so what do we see in the current market? Well, our sellers came in. Okay, move price back down to this range in here. Okay, so this is where we are right now. Oops. Okay, and we're within this big range at the moment, and there's a smaller range right in here, and it is bearish. Here's the bulls here. And the bear is actually here, so there's kind of an odd area in the middle here. typically is right at the same area, but not this time. Okay, this time we see kind of a weird area in here. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at here, is this structure here and this kind of structure here. Okay, so you can see we're back into this bottom structure here. All right, so is that enough for sellers to start to come in? That looks pretty good. Now here's our point of control. Okay, where do we think this is going to go? Okay, well, probably down to here, maybe down to this liquidity at 59 or 60. Okay, looks pretty good. And then I would look for probably another retest back to point of control up here. Okay, it's pretty choppy. There's buyers and sellers in here, a bit more sellers than buyers at the moment. Okay, so anyway, we're at the bottom of this little range in here. And we can see that, yeah, a lack of sellers in here at the moment. Okay, just maybe some profit taking here, this buying in here. And let's see if the sellers come back in again and try to get down and move away from the point of control and this big range in here. Okay, we have high liquidity over here on the offer. Now, what's the context? What's the reaction to this liquidity in here? Okay, do we see sellers? Nothing yet. Okay, we see, look at on the bid too. See how they're bidding up a little bit higher in here. Okay, it's pretty choppy. We're not getting too much clarity here. All right, let me see if there's any more questions over here. All right, let's see. Nothing over in Discord. And then what about YouTube? Oh, we're good. Okay. All right. Let's jump back again and look at our higher time frame. I mean, like this just looks like, you know, we really have to see selling pick up here for this to drive away from this area in here. Price is really attracted to this area in here. This is why market impetus is so important, right? So we can go over, like, you know, the first thing that we mentioned about market impetus is news. You know, what is the news out there? What's happening? What's you know, moving these markets? It's not too clear. We can also look at some, you know, technical levels as well. Now, technical levels that move the market. On a day like today, what do you guys think it might be? Okay, because it's pretty choppy. We saw this yesterday as well. Any ideas? It's going to be what's going to be moving the markets in here are other traders that are caught. They're trapped. Okay, I mean, this is when you get these moves. This is why these days can be trading. But they can also be amazing days. You catch a few of these and you're up, you know, doing pretty well. Highs from the previous day, yeah, snowman, true. However, it might be see, like these buyers up in here. Okay, so let's here, let me clear the drawings for a moment here. Okay, so these buyers up in here are likely down in here selling. Okay, so this is you know, we can start to identify the moves outside of the ranges as, you know, some trapped buyers and sellers. Now, how much are they really going to make the market move? They'll make it move below, but then it'll probably exhaust out, and then you will probably find responsive buyers come back in to trade it back into the range. Okay, it's a mean reversion trade at that point. Okay, looking for back to an average of some, you know, or a mean of some type. In this case, it would be right here at this 65.5. Also, this is a developing POC here at 64. All right, so in fact, that's where we can start to look for it in the order flow. So for example, right now, we'll take a shot at this, and this will be a mean reversion trade. Okay, in fact, I think I'll take 2 shots at it. The reason being is I want to get out here at this liquidity here, and I'm also going to put one up here in front of 66. We might find more sellers and take another crack at it here. But the idea here is these buyers in here are sellers down here, and then we're looking for the market to exhaust out and kind of turn around and trade back into areas where it can trade instead of move. Okay, so here's another stop run here. Now this is another reason why we look for stop runs. Okay, now we're going to get stopped out of this as well, it looks like. But here's a stop run. Actually, just because of that stop run, I'm just going to move it down a little bit more, because now we have an order flow event in here. Okay, so I would have, could have, would have. I should have looked for a stop run order flow event in here to really define those traders getting stopped out. Now it's open for buyers to come in, okay, if they think it's a deal, and trade back into our 64 level up here or higher. All right, and we'll see. Let's see if we can get this or not. Doesn't look good, I'll tell you that right now. I'm seeing more momentum to the downside still, and I'm just not seeing the buyers come in yet. Okay, so is this a deal? Well, we're not getting that confirmation quite yet. Okay, maybe we need to come down to 55. Okay, we're stopped out of that one. All right, and the volume is starting to pick up. Okay, it's breaking and making lower lows and lower highs in here, and we're starting to see the volume pick up. Okay, so maybe we do get this move now outside of the range, outside of this area, into our high liquidity that we've been looking at since Monday. Yeah, we're starting to get it. All right, so yeah, it's going for it. It's going for that. Looks like the figure down here, and high liquidity all the way down to it. Big stop run here, right? That's nice. Laura, like I see you in here. This is, I said I wouldn't do this. If it's not a setup, I shouldn't take it. Anyway, it is what it is. I gotta be more disciplined about that. All right, so coming back down to the swing. Lack of buying right there, so some exhaustion there. Okay, How much buying is up in here though? Not a whole lot. And this is a beauty of a stop run though. I like that a lot. And it's about 300 or so. Yeah, a little more than 300. Let me see if there's any questions over here. How to use the stops and icebergs in the subchart? Yeah, well, this is how I really like to use them. Is look for an important level in here, which this is low of the day. Okay, it just hit the lows here. Okay, and then a stop run. Now, I like it even more if it's a stop run through the lows of the day. Okay, into a lot of liquidity. This would be really great to see. And then I'm looking to see if it's fadeable at that time. And what I mean by that is then you would be going long and trading it back up into the range. Okay, and somewhere in here where it traded previously. Okay, that would probably be somewhere around 65 up here. Okay? And is there liquidity up there? For those of you in the pilot program, we're going through the trendline break and accumulation setup, and I do not see anything yet. I mean, we got structural areas here, but number one is on the checklist is on 3 different levels do we have passive accumulation. Okay, and I kind of see one here and one here. Now we've got it though. Now we've got 2 and 3. Okay, so it's looking a lot better now. Okay, so and are we at a key level? Yes, we are. We're at the low of the day. Okay, let's look at our higher time frame again though. All right, so here it is here, okay, now we're going to look and see if we get a break of structure. Okay, and there's a few different structural ways to look at this. Trend line could be, it can also be, a horizontal line, which would be something like this here. Okay, up at 58. All right, so we've got the accumulation passively by buyers here on the bid with limit buy orders, also here, and then here and here. Okay, now let's see if maybe we can go a little bit lower. We have not traded into the figure yet. Okay, it's just hanging out right here, and we see a lot of liquidity there. Okay, we have not broken structure. Okay, we have got a smaller little structural area here as well. Okay, just watching it. Dung, another way to use the stops and icebergs. Okay, the icebergs are starting to accumulate in here, as you can see, starting to pick up a little bit. But I'm looking for actually another great indicator or confluence to see is another big stop run here through the figure as well. Okay, so through 50 would be really good to see. Then, though, that's just a starter point. Francesco, good to see you as well. So that's just a starter point here, okay? Because a stop run doesn't mean that price is going to reverse. Okay, it just means that people are getting stopped out. We need to see if it accepts in that area where everyone got stopped out. Okay, or do we find buyers start to come back in and move price higher? If we get the buyers starting to come back in, then we would look for that move into higher liquidity or swings on the offer someplace. Okay, right now, just not really seeing it. Okay, so there's a couple of very, very powerful use case scenarios for you. Let's see. Question about trend lines. Look, trend lines. I need to explain something about trend lines in here. The market consolidates in areas and then it moves. Okay, and then consolidates again and then it moves. A trend line or a trend also does this. Okay, like this here. Consolidation, it moves. Consolidation, and now we're starting to get our break of our trend line here, right? Okay, it's starting to look pretty good. Now we can take a shot at this here, and we have the structure break, two different areas here. Okay, and I'm going to put a limit order looking for a pullback in here, and there we go. Okay, so we're filled on that, and now we see the aggressors starting to accumulate in here. Now let's see if we can come back up to the top here and follow through. Okay, or is this just going to accumulate in this little area in here, and we do not get any sort of move higher? Okay, or does it roll back over and we get sellers in here? Okay, but we have some things they're working out for us here for this setup. I would have loved to have seen and demoed, especially for you guys, a move through 50 on a huge stop run, then a break of structure, and then a heavy buying accumulation, aggressor accumulation. Okay, well, let's see if the aggressors can pick it up a little bit more here and move it to the next level, which would be 58 up here. Okay, in the swing. We had outlined this earlier. Yeah, I really implore you guys, regarding market structure, we just need to put some sort of structure on it. It might be diagonal, it might be horizontal. Might be both within a range or something. The volume profile shows it pretty nicely here horizontally. Okay, you can see low volume nodes in here, so there's likely going to be a range in there someplace, right? Okay, so we've kind of climbed up to that 58. And some higher liquidity starting to come into the market here, around 60 or so. Okay, let's see if the aggressors that are accumulating in here and passive accumulation in here is enough to kind of launch or project price action up into 60 or so. Okay, sellers kind of rolling over and coming back in. Now, see how those dots, it was big, kind of a big red dot, now it's not? Well, we found some buyers in here. They kind of counteracted that. Okay, so it's kind of you don't really see much of anything because it's delta in here, buy minus sell. Okay, it's pulled back to this structural area here. Okay, just below our entry here. Okay, back down to low of the day. How would you use this for swing trading? Same ways, to be honest. Look for the order flow on a higher time frame. I would say the one thing in this setup does not have, there's a couple of things I do not like about it. It started to work and now it's not. And likely we're going to get stopped out on this. Okay. As you guys know, this is not a trading room. We had winning day yesterday, so we're stopped out. We had a winning day yesterday, and today we're not. And that's okay. Like there's one thing I really didn't like or was not too convinced about this setup, which is kind of unfolding right now, is 3 distinct levels of liquidity that are passively getting filled here on the bid. Okay, now we're getting it now, so this setup is still in play if the other two, because we're at a key level, no doubt. Okay, now we need the other 2 things to unfold though. Okay, so here's our big stop run. This was a question we had over in YouTube. Okay, and look where the stop run took place, right up here, right? So this is a structural level here at the top here at basically above 50. And no, we're just seeing it drop. Okay, so that's why we need to have all of these things kind of align in here, else like market's still going down, right? And looks like we're getting that momentum move in here that we earlier in the day here thought we were just kind of going to be chopping around in this area in here. nice momentum here. All right, so we got another level here at 40 that traded. Let's put a little, let's clear our drawings here. Let's put another structural area in here. Okay, so we've got a lot of passive liquidity getting filled. Okay, now, and look at this move in here. It's pretty thin volume in here. Okay, now is this enough now? Stop runs all the way down. Looks pretty good. Come our buyers here. Okay, I'm going to give that a shot actually. This has been pretty deep move here, and I'm going to even if we get a pullback here, which I don't think we're going to get a pullback, to be honest. I think we're just going to go straight back up to kind of where it dropped from up here, and maybe even up back into the range up here. Okay, now this is a variation on it because we got stopped out on one here, and then big move. After a big move like this, we get that rubber band effect, and a lot of times we just don't get a pullback. It just keeps going. Now let's see if the buyers really pick it up now, right in here. Okay, another structural break here, right? So this one broke. We kind of missed the entry on that, and let's see if we can get it right now though, on the break of this one here, and let's see if we can really get moving here. We need to get those buyers coming in. Okay, it's not a whole lot of accumulation here, but it is moving it. They come. And yeah, looking forward to float back up to this looks like a good area at 50 or just above 50. Okay, there's high liquidity, you guys can see coming in here at 55, which is not a bad area either. This is where it broke down from up here. We also have that point of control way back up here at 65. Okay, so actually let's move this guy up a little bit here to where it broke down from up here. Yeah, actually, I like this swing up here. This is looking pretty good, and some liquidity starting to come in there to support that idea. You know, looking at your levels and your take profits, align them with high liquidity. Okay, so let's just go through an exercise in here. Like here is not a bad area, right in here, and the reason being is like technically it's price action. Okay, up here is not bad either, right? You can also say maybe here, maybe because you know, there's some pretty heavy selling. It's a selling wise, it's a high volume node, even though it's kind of like overall a very low volume node right in here. Okay, so there's like three different kind of distinct areas here. All right, and here let's just move these down over as well. And now we want to take a look at those in terms of liquidity. Okay, where is the liquidity? And that will help us make a better trading decision. All right, so then we'll just put the heat map back on. Okay, well, look at that, right? So this wasn't here earlier, and now it's starting to come in at 50. So you can see these sellers up here at 50. Okay, these guys, we did see these guys at 55 come in, and they're adding more too at 55. Okay, sellers coming right back in, but they're hitting high liquidity here at 45. Now let's see the reaction after that. Okay, do we still get sellers? They absorbed that selling here, these buyers. And let's see if we get more sellers or not. Okay, they're on the bid here at a higher level. That's a good sign. Okay, now we're back up above that little area here. Now we're really looking for those aggressive buyers to accumulate again like they were in here. We want to see them accumulate. If they can, we should get back up into these areas here. Okay, here we go. All right, buyers. Now let's see if they're attracted to this liquidity up here, and it's a good one at a low volume node here. Let's see if there's any questions over in Discord. All right, excellent, DNT, way to go. Got your checklist there for this trend line break and accumulation. And I see you also got your previous high up there. Okay, now the question is there liquidity up there? Duzman, I don't understand the question. Is it possible to get some Bookmap recordings before the start of the course? Yeah, I mean, this is what's kind of holding me back a little bit so far. I had some other things I needed to deal with first. Now I have one more thing in this afternoon. I should be able to get to materials for you guys to get you onboarded to this pilot program properly. Okay, so that's what's been kind of holding me back, basically. All right, now you know a lot of times something that's really we've talked about it in the pilot program. We'll see. Like this is a pretty strong move to the downside. So the mean reversion maybe is, well, it's not a mean actually. It's more of just a structural area where it broke down from up here. But a lot of times after this strong move like that, you will get not only this kind of reversal pattern in here, you will also get the continuation pattern afterwards. This will turn into, it can turn into a pretty nice trending move. All right, I'm going to cancel this limit here. Okay, and I'm thinking about moving my stop up to about here. And that would be a small loss. And so far, chop. And I'll move it up to here. Kind of protects me a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so these can turn into nice continuation patterns after. I'm not really seeing it yet. just kind of pulled off the bottom and consolidated in here. Okay, building out this whole low volume area that we saw earlier, after that move, right? It was quite low. Okay, more sellers starting to come back in. Okay, they hit that some of that liquidity here, and just below the swing here, right? So now the question is, will this fail and come back in? Do we get our buyers or not? All right, buyers. Now let's see if we do get some sort of continuation out of this here. This is where the buyers need to really pick it up after trading to the other side of this range, and then we're looking for the move back up to here. Okay, so from 43 over to 50. We still got that target up here by the swing and high liquidity. Just a note in here for those in the pilot program already. You guys know this well. This is why I didn't move. I gave this a little bit of breathing room in here and was willing to take a small loss on this. Because how many times, you guys know extremely well, how many times have you been in this? It meets some of the criteria. Okay, I got in a little late. It meets the criteria, and then you're like, well, I'll just put it below the swing here, and then you get stopped out, and then it continues. Okay, this comes through experience, right? That's why, like, our pilot program. Let me go back to the dashboards here in the journal, and why we're pushing this is because it's here in the data. And this is what you guys will, it's not just one trade, it's multiple trades. It's multiple trades here. Look at Laura's, right? Here, look at her notes in here. This is, we talked about a playbook earlier. Here's her playbook. She's, just because she journals it, like for the Academy, and then she marks them up, and then she adds them to her journal. All you have to do in here is go to your trade history, click on it here, and you can add it in here. Right here, let's go on to one. You can see all you have to do is just, you can drag and drop your image right onto it here. Okay, so here's her trade data, and there's her image for it as well. Okay, her trade markups. Guys, this is it. You have a whole slew of trades. Let's go through this. How many does she have in here? 40. So she hasn't added to the live forward trading journal in a few days or so. But 40 trades here, right? So there's going to be hits and misses along the way. And these little nuances are going to be golden when you start to put this together. Okay. Now, here we got a move back up to 50. Okay, and this is, the accumulation here is starting to move that market again. All right, good. I'm not too convinced by this though. In fact, because of this strong move like that, I was looking for that rubber band effect. Like I said earlier, I thought we'd probably get it in here. We didn't. We got some chop, and now we're starting to see a little more interest. Now let's see. Are we going to get enough in here to trade? We already hit 50, which was we knew was kind of a target. We outlined it here, and then also a little bit higher here, and then another one up here where it dropped from, and then ultimately the swing up here. Okay, I just don't see liquidity up there. I see it here where it dropped from. So that's why I'm willing to take my profit there, and we'll see. I can always move it. We're not looking, Snowman. We're not looking at CVD for that. It's really, in fact, we focus only on 4 elements: passive accumulation, a key level, a break of structure that can be diagonal or horizontal or both, and aggressive accumulation. Okay, so passive accumulation, the pivot at the key level, and then the aggressive accumulation, break the structure. Okay, and you'll find that those 4 elements work for just about any reversal. Okay, so the trend line part is what we're using as the structure break, but it doesn't have to be, right? It can be, like I said, horizontal. It could be maybe a volume profile or something you're even looking at. All right, looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get that breakout now. See how this kind of turned into a cup and handle potentially here. Still nice target is really here at 52, and I like it a lot. Our webinar is coming up to an end here, but so we may just take our profit here, but I'm going to hold. Maybe we'll get really nice, strong, powerful buy move here, push it on up to 55. We'll see. Okay, so we're prepared for 55. It might happen quickly. These guys may pull as well, so we just might get that easy money move. Another additional like 4 or 5 points here, okay, or 3 points. But 52 looks pretty good there. Some other things to take a look at here in terms of, what's the impetus on the smaller move in here. And that we talked about trap traders. Let's insert or duplicate that CVP column, chart range volume profile, and configure it here. A lot of you guys have been using this. I love it, the delta, and start to understand where traders are going to feel the pain. These guys down here, we can see, they're going to be feeling it. Boy, if we can get up here, though, there's going to be a lot of pain in the market. Anyone sold in any of these areas below in here they're going to feel the pain back up into here, right? So this could turn into a nice move late. Maybe this develops into a bigger move up into 65 or so. Okay, so we can keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so I would say this is up above this cluster in here of selling. See all this delta in here? And that's where there's going to be pain back up into these areas here. Hey, right now, they're sitting okay. Okay, all right, let's see. We just traded up a little bit more into 50 here, and we're getting a pullback. And let's see, is there any other questions in YouTube? Is this kind of clear to you guys, though, about understanding the numbers here? It's a collection of numbers. This is where you get into probabilities, and that's a big distinction between just individual trades, and that's defining an edge. Okay, and that edge is essential for good trading, and that's what you're going to build in that pilot program. Okay, so still just didn't quite find the buyers up here yet. Bit of selling down to the swing again. Let's see, any more questions over in Discord? Nope. All right, well, big day tomorrow. FOMC meeting minutes. Thursday, services PMI data, manufacturing PMI. And we got the Jackson Hole symposium unfolding, and this week, and then Chairman Powell will speak on Friday. Some earnings as well. I think the market was looking at some of the retail data. Home Depot, focus. Okay, order flow wise, we've been going over that in detail in here. Not too convincing of this aggressive accumulation in here, and it's just it moved it up to some of these key areas, but I'm still looking for a little more follow through here, and we might not get it. In fact, it's looking pretty bad right now. Here's some exhaustion by buyers and more sellers coming in. Okay, so let's and we end the webinar here in a few more minutes. This structure is still holding so far. Okay, so again, we talked about this kind of move. It wasn't looking very good. I thought we'd probably, see the move back down to the swing here, and we still may. But this is starting to turn into another kind of trapped move in here. See how the selling in here, and then the buyers come back up above here, and start to pull away. Now let's see if we can get speeded up here a little bit. And get a stop run to the upside instead of big stop runs to the downside. Okay, so yeah, some liquidity here, still at 52, but these guys earlier were starting to pull, and you can see they're starting to pull a little bit here. We look at even bigger structure in here. That's starting to kind of break here, right? Even a bigger structure. I don't see bigger accumulation though by buyers in here to justify that one. All right, guys. Well, let's see here. I'm going to hold it for a few more moments, but I've got to go. I've got another appointment here I've got to make. So we'll keep an eye on this and manage it pretty aggressively here, because if we can't get back up here and we're not getting those buyers, then this target's not looking so hot. But I'm going to keep it for now. Just keep an eye on it and manage it here. Thanks for coming, everybody, and we will catch up with you tomorrow with the onboarding webinar. Then we also have the Thursday we have the Bookmap Academy meeting, and then Friday we'll be back here with the All Markets webinar at 10 a.m. All right. Yeah, thanks everyone. Have a good day, and we'll catch up with you later.